life is ruthless and you need to get every advantage that you can get. Okay. So, what is the goal of life? Now, the modern world will tell you it's to have a good family, to have 2 little kids running around. Happy wife, happy life, which by the way, that statement is gay as fuck, but I digress. Like, it's all of these things that aren't at all connected with nature. Because you think about it, like as you're born, you're slammed on the earth. What is your goal? What are your goals? What should you do? Well, the first thing you have to do is not die. Okay? You have to survive. Now, let's say you do survive. Let's say you're 20 years old. Now what? What are you supposed to do? Well, now it's just have as many kids as fucking possible. Okay? So in essence, like, if you look at it biologically, that's the goal of life. In essence. But so then it's, well, how do you do that? What are the practical steps? Well, the practical steps would be something like constant growth, becoming better than other men. Okay? That's roughly how you go about giving yourself the best possible chance to have as many kids as possible. Now look, of course, have as many kids as you want or not. That's not the point we're making. The point is that life is a ruthless fucking game. And if you want anything out of it, you have to win. And so being average is essentially a death sentence to yourself. You might be asking, what do you mean it's a death sentence? Well, here's the thing. If you're average, you ain't gonna get jack shit of anything. You ain't gonna have a job. Okay? Now you might say, well, it's okay to be average. Not if you're applying. Okay? Let's say someone gets 50 applications in for the job you're trying to get. You wanna be average? You wanna be number 25 on the list? Let's say you want a chick. Okay? You wanna be number 25 in her fucking phone? Because that's what you're saying. If you're saying you wanna be average. Okay, so you can't be average because you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna put in half the effort. You're gonna do a mid CV. You're gonna be a fucking mid-tier man. Okay? And you ain't gonna get a job and you ain't gonna get no chick. Okay? So you can't be average. And here's the thing. This is why I talked about biology earlier. You weren't biologically made to be fucking average. Now, there's some darker things you can go into psychologically in terms of categorizing people, in terms of categorizing men. I'm not doing that on YouTube right the fuck now. But if you want to win, and chances are, I mean, you're watching this shit, so I guess you do. And so, if you want to win, you're not biologically made to be average. Okay? You, as a human being, are made to achieve goals. Okay? Your mind, your body is there to help you get from point A to point B. Okay? You have this idea in your mind. And your subconscious mind, while you're sleeping, while you're working, doesn't matter. It's there to help you to achieve that said goal. Okay? Your body wants you to win. Your mind wants you to win. Okay? Because that way, you get all the hoes. Okay? You get all the money. You get all the results. You get all the power. You get all the respect. okay? Which at the end of the day is what you want if you're competitive to any extent at all. It's like what Tate was talking about at some point regarding going to the club. Not so that he can have any chick, but so that no one else can have any. Okay, it's that sort of mindset. It's that sort of principle. Okay. And so you are in competition with other men. You apply for a job, you're in competition. Okay. You want a chick, you're in competition. You're in a competition. Well, now you're in fucking competition. You do a presentation. People are fucking judging you. Okay. There is no, but we don't judge. No. People judge all the fucking time. Okay. You show weakness, they tear your throat up. That's life. That's how humans roll. Look, like humans can be ruthless motherfuckers. Again, and of course this depends on who you are. It depends how you interact with people, your status, what value you bring to the table, how scary you are, how ruthless you are. But people can be fucking ruthless. Okay? Like winning specifically is a ruthless business, okay? Like, what do you think the thoughts of someone like Michael Jordan were when he was in his prime? If you think it was like, yeah, let's go out on a court and see what happens. No. It's more like that David Goggins taking souls. It's more that sort of thing. It's doing something that seems so fucking impossible. That your competition can't sleep at night because of what you did. Okay? It's the type of thought pattern these motherfuckers are running. They're fucking visualizing that shit. Taking souls. Winning. And not just that, okay? Being better than everyone else as well. Okay? As you might, but that's not ethical. That's the look. You don't owe shit to anyone. And there are people in this world that, given the chance, will screw you over. Like, might not be your neighbor. It can be someone you don't know or have barely met. But you don't owe it to people. Do not be a fucking ruthless cunt and go for what you want. Okay? You're not gonna sit here and fucking sabotage yourself and make yourself into a lesser version of what you're capable of. Just do not piss someone off that would rip away everything you have given a chance. Okay? So, like, no one's gonna show you mercy. It's like there are these people, like, in the news. Like, yeah, I did 400 job applications, didn't get a job. Well, what does that tell you? You can do 400 fucking job applications and not get a job, okay? Now, obviously you could ask a bunch of questions. Were they shit? Were they average? Who the fuck knows, okay? Point being, there isn't going to come anyone along and tell you, actually, I like how hard we tried here, so yeah, you know what, we'll give you this for free. That doesn't happen. Like, the only person who would care for you in that way is like your mom. And then I'll tell your mother, ain't nobody gonna show you mercy. Like, and you know this if you've done sales, and especially if you've done purely commission-based sales. Like, if you don't make sales, you ain't gonna get no money. There's no one that's gonna come and save you and save the day. Doesn't work like that. If you don't make sales and you don't make money because you didn't make sales, that's your problem and you gotta deal with it yourself. What you want to do is become capable. Okay, you don't want mercy, you don't want safety nets, you want no mercy. But you want to be able to get out of any fucking situation at all, even though it seems fucking impossible. That's who the fuck you wanna be. You wanna be that guy. Okay? And so, when you do start to get better, your life gets better. You get more money, you get more respect, you get more hosts, you get this, you get that, you get the other. Okay? You have more doors open, more opportunities. Granted, you also have more distractions, but just fucking think about, like, would you rather have the distraction of a 9 out of 10 and a Lambo, or would you rather not have that fucking distraction? So, your life gets better, but why does it get better? Like, what's the value of the Lambo? Like, because this is a... The value of the Lambo isn't that you have a Lambo, it's the inverse of that. The value is that no one else has a Lambo. Okay? It's like if you have a hot chick, everyone's like, you good at this. Like, the value of a hot chick isn't that you have a hot chick, it's that no one else fucking has a hot chick. Okay, that's the fucking point. The point is the fucking inverse. And so really what you want is you want to be better than everyone else. But in a weird way, you want everyone else to be worse than you. Okay? But you have to be better than everyone else. Because if you're not, as a man, well, your life's gonna suck. You might say, I'm not but I don't want to compete with anyone. It's like all these NPCs who don't, like, I'm not competing with anyone, I'm just doing like my own thing. No, you're not. Or like maybe you're outside of the competition because you're that far down the ladder. But you don't get to, like, you can't quit on life. Like, if you're alive, guess what, bitch? You're in competition and you don't get to fucking quit. You don't get to quit. So either you win or you live with the fucking consequences. Now here's the thing. And this is kind of where we're actually getting to the point of the video. Do what it takes to win. Okay? Do what it takes. Stop playing it safe. It's like that one video I made. Like, you need to stop dabbling. You can't go 50% in. Now you gotta be all in, and you gotta do what it takes. Okay? Like, for example, with this YouTube, I set like as a 90-day goal to get 100 subscribers. And so the thing with that is, like, you sit down, you write the goal, you figure out, okay, what would make it unreasonable for me to not get there, and then you just do the actions every single day. Okay? But you can't wing it. You're not gonna just hip fire shit. Of course, there are people who've done it, but fucking stop gambling with your life. Okay? So you gotta do what it takes to win. You gotta sit down and be like, okay, what every single advantage can I get? Okay? What can I do? Maybe it's posting 3 times per week. Okay? But put in the fucking work. Okay? Like if you're anything like I was, okay, like 2 months ago, you're tired all the time, your mental health is shit, you're not meditating consistently, your workouts are a bit meh. So I was kinda in this rut. Okay. Now I slowly started peeling back the layers. Started fixing my sleep, started fixing my energy levels again. And now we're back to where I can go the full day. Fucking just sprinting through life. Okay. But for you to do what it takes to win, you might have to peel a couple of layers back on the onion. And then be like, okay, first we fix the energy levels, then we fix this, then we fix that. Okay, now I can do the videos consistently. Okay, boom, let's roll. Now here's another thing. Like that's kind of sequencing. Step one. But then the other thing, when it comes to winning, when it comes to taking every advantage you can, is drop your ethics for a moment, okay? You live in a physical world, okay? You're dealing with humans that at the core are animals with animal instincts, which yes means someone wants your chick, someone wants your car, someone wants your crib, your job, everything you got, someone fucking wants it, okay? And so the world and nature by itself is amoral. So like, why am I bringing this up? Well, if you have an advantage you can get, let's say it's bordering on cheating, well, fucking take that shit, okay? Like, look at Formula 1. Okay, you got these teams racing, and what do all the fucking time? They find loopholes, shortcuts, cheat codes. Yeah, so if we put the wing like this, okay, it passes the regulation, but then, like when we drove this fast, it expands. Like, there are all these things, they're like doing these micro cheats to get a bit better lap times than the fucking other teams. Not only do you try to get the best driver, not only do you try to work hardest, but you're also fucking cheating. Right? And so everyone who's at the top tries to find these exploits, that sort of things, to get every single advantage you can. But if you are running this framework of, yeah, but everything you do is just to be politically correct. Like, look, if you try to be politically correct and try to get a chick, bitch, you ain't gonna get none. Because you're shooting yourself so fucking hard in the foot that you can't even see straight, and, well, you just sound gay. Look, it's a whole fucking thing. Okay? So, you need to drop your ethics for a moment. I look at the world for what it is. Okay? Stop looking at war, stop looking at things like that in terms of, well, war isn't right. It should be like, yeah, okay, maybe it should be X, Y, Z, but it's not. I fucking stop acting like it is. I look at the situation, I figure out, okay, do I want to be a winner? Do I want to be a loser? What do I want to do? Okay? Because it's like, yeah, but Putin couldn't have, like, you look at Ukraine and stuff, it's like, yeah, Putin couldn't have started a war. Of course he fucking could. He's the fucking leader of a fucking country and chose to attack another country. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Of course he could do what he did. Like, it's irrelevant to the matter if it's morally right or not. What's relevant is that it fucking happened. What's relevant is what do you want to do about it. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you should take shortcuts. Okay, like, let's say you want to optimize your testosterone. Let's say you want to feel better. Like, this is a good one. Let's say you want more energy, okay? Do the fucking groundwork, okay? Make sure you get proper sleep. Do everything you can for that. Don't just sleep 2 hours, be like, hey, you know what, actually, I want to do cocaine. Well, like, bruv, no. That's not how the fuck this shit works. Okay, that's a shortcut. That's a real shortcut. And that shortcut you don't want to take. Okay. So, at the end of the day, play all the cards you can. Alright? Because everyone who's competing against you isn't playing off a moral framework. Okay? They're not opposed to using cheats and exploits. It's like the Formula One teams. Like, imagine trying to compete. Like, imagine you got your own fucking car brand, your own fucking team. You make your own fucking engine, whatever the fuck. You go compete with those teams, but then you're sitting there like, yeah, but I don't wanna cheat. Yeah, well, you're gonna get run over in fucking 500 different ways now. Because you're competing with Red Bull, because you're competing with Ferrari, and these motherfuckers are out here doing crazy shit with their cars, but you're too much of a fucking bitch, too much of a pussy to do it, so... I mean, look, you're losing by default. Because you're too stuck in your own goddamn head. Okay? So if you can make something easier, fucking do it, okay? Let's say you're like 16 years old and you're here like, yeah, I gotta mow the lawn, but wait, I can just do this on my little brother. Well, fucking do it, right? You save time. You guys, let's say you were even gonna get paid for it. You guys split it with your little bro. Fucking use that exploit if you can. Like, stop playing the game. There is no rules to the game. Stop playing it like there is. There's just actions, and there's consequences. That's what there really is at the end of the day. And so you don't want to go against Michael Jordan. You don't want to go against fucking Red Bull and sit there and go, you know what? These motherfuckers are cheating. They also have people with more experience working on that shit. Let me just shoot myself in the foot so that I don't offend anyone. Are you mad? You're fucking retarded. Stop thinking like an NPC. You were born to fucking conquer. So stop sitting there like a goddamn bitch and start playing the game for what it is. Okay? Here's the thing. And this speaks volumes on taking every advantage you can. So there's this motherfucker, Tim Grover, who wrote a book on winning and wrote a book on being relentless. So Relentless and Winning. Great fucking books. Highly recommend you read them. But he has this story in the book Relentless about not having any experience coaching high-level athletes, pro athletes. And so he sends, so he's a physical therapist, works, helps people, essentially, to perform better at basketball. That's like really the end goal, what he ended up doing. And so he sends these letters to the Chicago Bulls, to everyone except Michael Jordan, because like, yeah, sure, Michael Jordan's got a fucking trainer, doesn't need any more coaching, offers the best in a game. But then he doesn't get a response from any of the players he did send a letter to. So guess who the fuck he gets a response from? The single best player in basketball of all fucking time. Michael fucking Jordan responds. Michael fucking Jordan wants a trainer. Okay, here you have this motherfucker that's at the top of the ladder. And guess who wants every advantage? The motherfucker that's already beating everyone else wants to win more, whereas everyone else doesn't want every advantage. So guess what ends up happening? Grover starts working for Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan tells Grover that he's paying him partially so that no one else can have access to that form of coaching. Because if someone else had access to Grover, well, they'd be better at basketball because they'd be physically in better shape, fix their imbalances, whatever the fuck. Point being, Jordan took every single advantage he could. The results speak for themselves. The people who didn't do that shit, well, they ain't Michael fucking Jordan, are they? So, take every advantage you can. Okay, like especially, like if you have an advantage, if you have networks, if you have connections, if you have whatever, okay, unique experiences, play the cards you're dealt, play the cards you currently have, especially if no one else has those cards. Okay, play in a vacuum, play in a blue ocean, in the middle of the fucking ocean, because no one can compete with you, okay? Like, let's say you're taking someone for a date, okay? But you got a fucking helicopter. Well, who the fuck's gonna... Bro. Ain't nobody gonna be able to ever recreate that fucking first date if you got a helicopter. Okay? Because you're bending the fucking game. Like, you ain't got competition because no one can compete with that. Okay? Which makes it easier for you to win. And so do all of these things. You can. Also, what ends up happening when you take every single advantage you can, you end up being a way more well-rounded person. Because not only are you sitting here going like, yeah, but I don't care about anything else, I just want to win at this one thing. No, because when you're taking every advantage, you end up getting exponential growth. Okay? Like there is this concept of sevens across the board. Okay? You're a 7 in looks, you're a 7 in like terms of sprinting, running, whatever the fuck, weightlifting. 7 in your work. Because when you're well rounded, I guess you've taken every advantage you can in all of those fields, you're essentially playing in a vacuum. Why? Well, I guess if you look at it, it's like being a millionaire is one thing. Being in really good shape is one thing. Having good mental health is one thing. But then when you start to look at, well, who actually is a millionaire, or has a lot of money, and is in good health, and is in good mental health as well, well, now all of a sudden, the amount of people that have 7s across the board, not just in money, like an 8 or a 9 in money, but like 7s across the board, well, now you ain't got competition. Like, you're way more of a well-rounded individual, so you become way more of this James Bond type of man. Because you can adapt to different situations, no matter where you get dropped. Okay, you know kind of how to do this. Okay, I got this lenses, fuck it. We hop in the helicopter, do this. Whereas if you're just really good at one thing, the way you play the game has to be completely different. Okay? And so, here's the thing. Like, even with simple things, like cardio and gym. Let's say you're competing as gym bros, and all the gym bros, they're fucking jacked, but their cardio is shit. But you're not as jacked as them, but you're quite good at cardio as well. But you're gonna win those motherfuckers in real life. Now, of course, you can argue that more muscle mass gives you better ROI in real life than cardio, but depends on what you're doing. Point being, if you're kind of good in both, it's more impressive than just having muscle mass. Okay. Now, so how do you look? How do you start cultivating this? Well, like one thing is if you're the only motherfucker on dopamine detox, okay? Because all these NPCs just constantly scrolling. ADHD symptoms all over the fucking place. if you're the only motherfucker on dopamine detox, but you're gonna be able to focus better than everyone else. Also, if you have the option of taking the advantage of limiting how much dopamine, how much like instant gratification you're doing, well, you're just giving yourself a boost, because it's gonna be easier for you to win compared to everyone fucking else. Like, there's a reason I have my phone on black and white. Like, if you look at studies, that reduces the amount of time you're spending on your phone by like 30%. Now, is that really the case in my own experience? I don't know. But if I know that there is a study that says that, I might as well take that advantage. Okay, instead of sitting here, but I'm not sure it works. But just fucking try it out. If there's a slight chance that something like that, and especially if it's that easy as just putting your phone on grayscale, if that might give you an advantage for being less distracted by your phone, making work easier, okay? Making you more focused on the things that matter. Just bloody take that advantage. Okay? Because these small things compound, and before you know it, you stack up so many things in your favor that you start winning by default. Because no matter what room you walk into, no matter who you're hanging around, you're better at them. You're better than them at something. It can be meditation, it can be running, it can be working out in the gym. But there's always something that someone will notice, oh shit, this motherfucker is better at this than me. There's always something. Because you compounded the small things. It took all the advantages you could. And so this is essential about the pursuit of status. And when you do all of these things, well, your status will start to go up, which will motivate you more, which will make you work harder to maintain that status. Okay? And again, the way you start is you win where you can, even if it's small. Okay? You need these small mental wins. If you can get it into your head, okay, I'm the only motherfucker here that meditates. Let's say you just do 5 minutes of meditation per day. But if you can walk through the world and be like, I'm a bit more present than all these motherfuckers, well, that's a win. That's something you can latch on to. And then you can start building from there. Like, you don't need to win the fucking Mr. Olympia in order to start racking up these wins. You don't need to be the best team in F1 to start racking up wins. Take something small, like meditation, like journaling even. If you're just a bit more grateful than everyone else, you can walk through the world and be like, yeah, I'm actually really happy that I'm more grateful than everyone else, because that's gonna put me in a bit of a more abundant state. And my life's just gonna be easier and more pleasant. And that's gonna help me to win. Okay? Because these things compound. So start small. Win at something small. One reminder though. Life isn't fair. Okay? Nor is it supposed to be fair. Like people, life isn't fair. Well, who the fuck? Like this NPSC is sitting, life isn't fair, life isn't. Yeah, but like, no one told you life is supposed to be fair. Like, where the fuck did you get that idea? Like, maybe it's because you're in school and you're playing football, whatever. Like, yeah, you got these rules. Like, life isn't fair. There's nothing fair about life. Okay? So take all the advantages you can. Another thing. Why is this so important? Look at Michael Jordan, okay? Extreme results require extreme input and extreme lives. You kind of have to be extreme. You kind of need this extreme personality, which, by the way, you can develop. 100% you can. But you need these things in order to win against the competition, because the competition at the end of the day has motherfuckers like Michael Jordan, who will pay this one guy so that he can't come train you because that would make you better. Okay, that's how these motherfuckers roll. That's who you're competing against. So fucking take the advantages. Okay. The last thing I want to leave you with is this. Make your routine enforce a winning identity. Like, if you can get consistent with working out, if you can get consistent with meditation, with all of these things, that will enforce a winning identity, because you'll be there like, okay, I'm making progress in the gym every single fucking day. But I'm also meditating. So now you look at the gym bros and go, okay, I got you on meditation, I'm winning you at that. But you look at the people who are just doing shit like yoga, like, look, I'm winning you at, like, just the physical shape, I mean. And I'm doing this day in and day out. And that's gonna start cultivating a winning mindset. And it's gonna push you to take more advantages, work harder, stay more disciplined. Because you also don't want to start losing. That's all I got for you today. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.